So pause if you want to look at the screen on code on screen because it's a long piece of code, but you can pause if you need to. I'll be explaining it in the meanwhile, and there's also things I could, well, basically make better or make more immersive. Basically, any message log line of code I could replace with a variable, basically, that is a string. And if that doesn't mean anything to you right now, again, I'll explain it in a moment. But otherwise, as we go in here into another @base_perm video, this can also double as a status update video because actually I might as well explain before the timestamp. Oh, nice run, by the way. Perfect for what we have planned today. But yeah, I kind of I ate food that I did not prepare properly. Primarily beans, and if anyone knows about it, you know, but just so everyone's on the level, yeah, you really need to make sure beans are cooked, and preferably soaked. I did soak my beans overnight. I did not cook them well enough, let's just say, and that's all I can say about that. So, I think this is going to be interesting, because the way that I scaled, I'll mention it in a moment, but the way I scaled crits for this specific weapon, which is the katana, basically just the katana, is interesting. So, as we get into Zictast Eldritch Parasite character exclusive Nurse Miku, so we're playing with this old katana right here. So in particular, what this old katana does, as mentioned on screen here, is that strong attacks may be critical, basically 15% chance to crit. And you'll see that with my debug messages that I put on, but the bonus damage is proportional to your max stamina, particularly on an Eldritch Parasite run, since we have more max stamina. Essentially, we'll be one-shotting things. Maybe that's for the best, although this is overall. If I were to give this weapon to anyone in a run, or any character, then it would be very powerful. So, without further ado, not really much else to explain there, aside from the fact that I think I added 10 speed. This is not correct. It's actually 125 speed, but with 4 strength, we perfectly can prep strong. But the other interesting part of this this run is that because we're on Zictast, if our strength can drop to 3 or below, which means I will not be able to prep strong anymore. In fact, yeah, I will not be able to prep strong anymore. I have to attack boost or just forgo strong attacks completely, but I don't want to miss a crit. So, as we get mermaids, nails, bulletin, pupils, and handkerchief, I don't remember any of these custom mysteries at all. I know who they're made by, but I don't remember what exactly happens. So I'll just be safe and play with, we'll do the 2 custom mysteries, but we'll take nails first, just to at least maybe show off what we can do. And since we have a max threat level downtown, perfect. I can just click and not check any other location. Hey, time save by like a second. But we'll prepare here just to go through the motions, and yeah, off we go. Because we just want to walk forward, and since we have a pretty cool weapon, we should be pretty okay, all things considered. Because again, with how our thingamajiggy works, we will be able to do mass amounts of damage. The only other downside to this, basically, setup I have, is that we will not be able to heal, and so events are the primary concern in this run. Because again, with the ability to crit on a strong, if we crit anything, it'll die immediately. If we don't, katana does a lot of damage anyway, so you might say, well, maybe Jordan, you know, for gameplay purposes, you should dumb down the damage. I mean, I'm just playing around at this point, so hey. But if nothing else, to add basically a crit system, it's really simple to do so. Just use the code I used in the beginning, and in fact, we got strength immediately, so I don't even need to worry about prep stronging anymore. But if we can hit it, they'll be fine. So I'll show you right here. So I'm showing you the rolls. You don't have to spit out a message every time. I would rather not, but it's more a debug message. I just wanted this to also exist, just in case I make it more fluid later on. So yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. Also noting that this is not a strength weapon, it's a dexterity weapon, so I even made a mistake thinking that it was a strength weapon. So if you were yelling at me before, I caught my own mistake. But again, we're just having fun with this for the moment, so off we go. And even if we don't, maybe I'm not willing to risk a crit, and so I will just probably, you know, brace in 2 kicks. That's fine too. Because with Perm, you can also make it so that an item you have equipped can modify any other kind of action you do. I'm shrugging in real life. That's all I have to say at the moment. We lose 1 reason for this, but that's fine for the moment, because again, as long as we can just swing wildly, and especially if we crit, you'll be able to see how much damage it does. I mean, to show you successful crit attacks, I probably should have just adjusted the roll to like a 50-50 chance, but then I didn't want the run to be a cakewalk. I promise you it's a cakewalk if that happens. But anyway, I would preferably like to level up before we fight anything as well, so we can guarantee a... Oh, actually, no, we're Miku. Because we're Miku, we have Mayhem, so our stats increase even with Zektas. So I don't need to worry about Zektas at all, save for curses that just lower my knowledge or anything other stat to 0. But probably going to be knowledge, perception too. But yeah, quick thinking would be nice. First aid will be just as great. And yeah, funny enough, you know what? We'll keep strength at 8 for now. Because I want to pass the lighthouse check. I don't even remember if I checked the lighthouse, so whoops. Oh, goodness. Well, anywho. Let's attack them because we have the power katana. And yeah, this is a 46 HP encounter. It does 1 doom, so, you know, all things considered, it's not terrible. But if we hit a crit, these dolls are going to regret the decision they made. Now, we didn't, but still. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be able to crit. But anywho. Off we go. Okay, there was a boss encounter. It's not the worst boss encounter. It's 1 to 2 doom. And yeah, 2 doom is a lot, but as long as it's just, if that were like even just 1 stamina, I would be like, ooh, because you could get like burns or something, and so you take extra damage, you're suddenly having a very bad time. So, yeah. But at the opposite side of that, again, depending on the custom content you're using, this is a very good Zektas run, by the way. We just happen to be getting a lot of Zektas events. On the stats that we like too. Now, before we get 2 stacks of brain damage or 2 stacks of hallucinations, I had to remember the curse. Never mind, guess we don't have to worry at all. So yeah, off we go. But yes, there's a whole host of things you could do. Wow, alright, this is a very lucky run. On a run where I didn't need it, because we have this weapon in our face anyway, before, again, we get 2 stacks of brain damage. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now, we'll still fail events, because having 8 in the stat means a 75% chance anyway, but that's the nature of dice rolls in any game, TRPG-like game, roguelike game that uses dice rolls, so on and so forth. But if we can just cut this spirit away, hey, fun times ahead. Oh, we're so close. I knew better, and then we roll a 6. Oh, man. And then a 16. Well, you can't make it any worse than that. You could add, what is it called? Not negative crits, but not nat 1s either, but basically unlucky rolls. So, could do that if I want to be cooler, because it definitely would have procced by now with that 6 roll I did on 15%. But, yeah, you get the point at this leg of the video. There's a lot you can do. Period. If the past 3 episodes didn't already clue you in. That being said, the one nuance here is that maybe you don't have all the artwork prepared, but hey, oh, adrenaline. Let's actually increase knowledge, funny enough. Oh! But yeah, as for any other things I can talk about in the meanwhile, because we just want to fight things so that we can display this custom content. Yeah, so the little status update you'll get in this video, that way I don't have to make another short video and kind of just bloat my videos. Oh, the first thing is that, if you noticed, while there might still be ads on certain videos, my monetization, there's a bit of a problem with that. Not that I was making too much off of ad revenue anyway on this platform, but as we take 3 all damage, actually, do I want to do that? You know, for funsies, because I want to go for a crit, why not, right? Maybe this is the crit. Maybe it will be. It was. So, I didn't put a space in between for some reason. I barely rolled a crit, by the way. But yeah, as you can see here, we had about max 33, so it rounds, I think, up here. Because that would have been 16.5, and so it rounded up to 17 extra damage. So we did 31 damage on that. On top of the fact that the enemy had a thing. Also, I took first aid and ran an Eldritch Parasite run. But hey! You get the point. This can be very, 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 very powerful. Now, if you want to keep rolling on luck, maybe it's not so great, but I promise you this is probably... This as is, the odd katana as is that I've made, even though it's literally just a katana with a little bit of oomph there, here and there, it's very powerful, basically. Now, on a ghost encounter, yeah, not so much, but we're only taking doom damage, so I'm not going to worry. But yeah, basically for the next, because I think on this platform you have to wait about 32 days. It's an odd number, but I guess for, you know, hey, money reasons also, that's right. I'm going to say no here. But yeah, and again, I wasn't making any that much ad revenue off things anyway, but just basically no. I mean, if I was going to be doing anything, it would probably be through other sites like, you know, I do game dev, I do self mini projects elsewhere. So if you want to support me, those would probably be the better ways. Which brings me to my next topic. Again, I should be doing something. I don't know how quickly I'm going to get it done. The faster I get it done, well, assuming it's just as great. Any project I do, in this case, most likely going to be a video game or indie game, then yeah, with RPG Maker. So, if that happens, it happens. But again, I always want to give possible reminder just in case something happens. Nice 5 roll, by the way. But yeah, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I just want to clue you in just in case. Man, we would have healed so much reason by now. But anywho, leave because we don't want to hurt ourselves. Quick thinking, you know what? We will double our dexterity, and off we go. What are we doing here, by the way? Mermaids. We can fight this boss if we so choose. It'd be very interesting. I could end up losing the run because of it, but why not, right? Why not try? Actually, I'm not sure if I actually want to try anymore. Because we are already losing statuaries. Yeah, Eldritch Parasite, even the... Okay, yeah, maybe I should have done that. But, yeah, Eldritch Parasite... I mean, if this wasn't possible proof, I'm sure I've made some bad choices here and there. You know what? Actually, we're not going to fight this boss. I said I was going to. I still want to win. We're having a fun time here, but I still want to win. If we have Takshisan, though, perfect way to end, because this I was going to say old katana. Odd katana, we don't have Takshisan. But, do we just die here immediately? Charisma and maybe a light check? Do we have the light check? We do have the light check. So, whoopsie doopsie. I'm dead. So, yeah. Without further ado, not really much else to say. If you have anything to say, any questions to ask, any comments, criticisms, if you want to hear any advice from me, I'll do my best. But yeah, a run like this and a person like me, it was really that pizza event and other events that I could have not taken reason damage. But shrug, what happens, happens. So yeah, without further ado, we probably could have leveled up and increased our charisma too. I didn't need to be so. If I paid attention to the fact of, if I had paid attention to what my thingamajiggies really were, I could have survived this run. I definitely could have survived this run. But yeah, without further ado, not really much else to say. I see you in the next video!